Hello, hello. I know I'm like a minute late here, maybe 2 minutes. I was trying to find how to get my camera reversed. They've changed everything on here, so let me see. I'm seeing some new links now that we've gone live, so maybe that's where it is. No. Hang on there with me. Hi, Mary. Hi, Mickey. Well, I can't find it. I hate it when they change things and they don't tell you that they have changed things. You find out by surprise. And I hope that's not something they did away with. Hi, Kim. So let me bring you guys up on my iPad and then we'll get started. I was right on schedule until I couldn't get that to work. Kim, so let me bring you guys up on my iPad and then we'll get started. Okay, well, there you guys are. So, I am looking forward, whoops. Okay. I'm just having technical difficulties today, you guys. Okay, we'll try it again. Okay, so let me put the camera down. I'm excited about today's project, you guys. I can't turn it so it's the right direction for you guys because I need to get things centered and I just need to have it facing me. So I'm sorry about that. I went ahead and this jacket I got at Goodwill years and years ago. I've worn it a lot. I've washed it a lot. And what I really like about this jacket is there's a lot of detail on it. So for instance, there's this whole section on the back of the jacket. Underneath it is this trim section right here. And then another section underneath that. And then there's a section up above it. And the cuffs are really cool. So I'm going to end up painting the cuffs here on each one. And so I'm just going to take it one thing at a time because I don't want to make it gaudy looking, but there's just lots of opportunity for being really creative on it. And the paint did not go through. Oh, it looks like it seeped through in a couple of places, but not bad. I didn't put anything underneath it. And let me see if I can get this back flat so we can work on it. And I took my mister bottle and I misted this section and then I painted it with Kernel Mustard, which is just such a great paint color. I just love this color, but it's not a color I use very often. And I did put in my post that this whole color palette is inspired by Debbie Garner. She reupholsters furniture, but it's all in a really beautiful Western style, and she uses a lot of traditional Navajo blankets in her reupholstery, and I think it was one of her blankets that had all of these colors I'm going to use in it. And she did it on a desk and a chair, and it's just stunning. And it is for sale, and I'll repost a picture of it in case anybody on here is interested, and then so you can see what the whole color palette looks like. I created this Thunderbird stencil, and that's what's going to be painted on here, but I wanted the background of this to be the Colonel Mustard. And so we're going to put this on, and then we're going to get this guy painted, and that's what we're going to do today. And this is an adhesive stencil, and this stencil is available. I've already sold several since I posted it yesterday. This stencil is available, and it's 10.5 inches wide and 9 point something long. So if you need a different size for your particular project or jean jacket, just let me know and I can print it out whatever size you want. So that's going to go here. So I love using the adhesive stencils because you don't get any leakage with them. And so I'm just peeling the back off. It looks like contact paper here. And I'm just peeling, and I'm carefully peeling it off so that if any of my pieces, like there's some really delicate little pieces like right in here, and if they stick to this, which some of them are doing, then you just rub it and make it lay back down. And sometimes when they're really fine like that, they don't want to cooperate. And I'll look at your comments here in just a minute. Okay, going to set that aside, check your comments. Hi, Micheline. Hi, Molly. The gang's all here. Okay, so now I'm going to stand up so I can get this centered on here. And you can see through it. I don't know if that shows up in the camera. Yeah, it does. Okay, so you can see through it. So you can see basically how you're positioning it. If you're getting it centered. I think that looks pretty good right there. So then I'm going to just press it down. And because I'm doing this on fabric and not on like a hard wood or solid surface, it's going to be just a little more, take a little bit more attention. But I've done this on the canvas bags and they came out great. So all right, and then you start to separate these two pieces. And if you're doing this on a solid surface, it's real simple. This is taking a little bit more time and patience. I'm going to just add a little bit of insurance here. And so you can see I'm pulling this off at a 90-degree angle. I don't want to pull straight up because that's just going to lift it up. And this process goes faster if you're doing it on a solid surface than it does on fabric, but just take your time with it. And when you're pulling it up, we're getting into the detail on here. So when you're pulling it up, just take your time and make sure that all your detail is still on your project, that it's not stuck to your transfer paper. This is called transfer tape. This is your vinyl right here, and this is transfer tape. So like it's sticking right there, I just want to lay it back down, press it on there. Fingernails are really helpful. And trust me, this is going to be worth the effort. Those canvas bags I did at Christmas time came out beautiful. And they were all given away for gifts. They were filled with gifts and given away. Now, I could have done this before we went live, but I think it's important for you, especially if you're doing it on a fabric piece like this, to see the process. Otherwise, if you were doing this and you thought it worked the same as if you were doing it on a wood substrate, then you would think you were doing something wrong, and you aren't. It just takes a little more effort and a lot more patience. I'm going to go ahead and move up here. And tape all that down. It's funny, this painter's tape really adheres well to this, better than the vinyl is. I just love that I pick out these projects to do with you guys. I've been so excited about this, and this is like a real pain in the butt. Lisa, what a nice thing to say. Oh, goodness. That one's just being really cantankerous. Let's see. Having this pick handy is helpful. Well, you guys just talk amongst yourselves while I get this off. There are some little delicate pieces in here. You guys just talk among yourselves. I'll check comments in a minute. I'm just going to stay focused on what I'm doing here. Let's see, what can I... This will probably work. Do the same thing over here. I just had a call come in if you wondered what just happened. I think it's probably the same person that calls me every week at the same time. Okay, I'm going to okay, so I have a transparent ruler that I'm laying down on top of this to help hold all of those pieces while I pull this off. Well, I could have done this before we went live, but I think it's better for you to see reality than to think, oh yeah, she just whipped that thing off. Now, I will say, if you were doing the same stencil on a solid piece and not fabric, you wouldn't be having all of this difficulty. Oh, shoot. So all I can say is, I'm glad this wasn't the first time I ever went live. If it was, it'd probably be the last time. But I just had the same issue doing those canvas bags just like a month ago, so I know it's going to work. It just is tedious. That's all I can say. Okay, whew. That was exhausting. Okay, so now I just need to make sure that all my little pieces are where they're supposed to be. Irene, thanks for that. I appreciate that. Robin, just don't ever give up. Well, Maria, it's part patience and part just stubbornness, I think. So I have a couple little pieces that I just need to get back into their proper position. And being patient did pay off. And I appreciate you guys being patient with me and encouraging. So thanks for that. I really appreciate that. Not sure what is going on right here. Not sure what that piece is. I'll put it up there. So this is kind of like stretched out here. I think I'm going to do something I hope I don't regret, but I'm going to clip this. Okay, so that's in place. That little piece goes there. I'm going to clip this piece here like I did on the other side. That's going across the way it's supposed to. This is a little wonky. We're getting there, you guys. Hang with me. The good news is it's only paint, and if it comes out awful, which I don't think it will, but let's just say it does, I can always just paint over it. Okay, so my next step here is, let's see, I don't know if this will be helpful or just add more aggravation, but let's just see. I'm going to just take my little roller I don't think that's helping a whole lot. Okay, so I'm going to take my Satin top coat, and that should theoretically help seal this down on here. Oh, Molly, I'm sorry your dog's not feeling well. I make chicken all the time for Scruffy. Okay, so I am carefully putting on a coat of Dixie Belle Satin Top Coat. And the reason for that is that if there's going to be any leakage, like from these pieces lifting up, if there's any leakage, using the Dixie Belle Satin Top Coat does two things for me. It helps adhere these pieces down where I want them to be, and it's going to dry clear. And if there's any leakage, that's going to be dried clear also. So that's why I'm doing this. And we'll probably give it 2 coats just to help adhere this down into place. I fix chicken for Scruffy a lot too. He's probably, and I also get the roasted chickens from Costco and shred those up and add it to his dog food. He's a real picky eater. Now this piece got really wonky. I'm going to leave it on there, but I may end up taking it off. Now, even if this had come off very smoothly like they usually do, I would still do this exact same step. Because, you know, when you use a regular Mylar stencil, how you frequently will get leakage. So even if I was using a Mylar stencil for this, I would still do the same exact step. And this is helping it lay down flat like it's supposed to be. So that's an advantage that I don't usually have to worry about. I'll look at your comments in just a second. I want to get this on here. So you can see Dixie Belle Satin Top Coat comes in handy for lots of stuff. You know, you use it to put a finishing coat on the top of your furniture. But it always works well to prevent leakage on your stencils. So okay, I'm going to let that dry. Normally I would just take the hair dryer and go over it, but I don't want to heat up this vinyl. So I'm just going to let it air dry, and I'll look at your comments, and then I'm going to put another coat on. Robin, yes. So the paint that I'm going to put on top of this is going to, yeah, it'll adhere to the top coat. And the top coat is to prevent it from, see where it's coming up on little spots? This top coat is to prevent it, the paint that I put on, the paint color, from going underneath there. And normally it works really well, but the stencil is being really, really difficult. And I think the key is just to be patient and just keep putting this on until it lays down flat. I don't think my hairdryer has a cool setting. Let me look to see. No, it doesn't. I don't know if this one's even plugged in. No. I don't want to put heat on it. Well, gosh, Molly, I'm so sorry. That's got to be stressful. Gosh, I didn't know it could pass over either. I don't even know what norovirus is. What is norovirus, Molly? Let's see. It's getting better, you guys. I think it's going to work. Yes. Robin, I use Satin Top Coat for all my decoupage projects. I don't use Mod Podge because Mod Podge will crack and yellow over time. And so I use the Dixie Belle Satin Top Coat to do all my decoupage projects. I do it for the stencil projects just like this. It's created specifically to put on your furniture, to seal your furniture. It's a great top coat and it dries perfectly clear. So when I pull all of this off of here, you aren't going to see this top coat. Well, you know, I've seen people posting on Facebook about the flu, and lots of people have been posting about it, but I don't know anybody that's been sick with the flu, so I was just kind of surprised. It was like, what flu are you guys talking about? But you know, you probably have to leave your house to catch anything, and I rarely leave my house, honestly. I've been doing a little bit better lately. Okay, so we're just going to move along with this. We're just going to say it's good. And I want to, what I have in mind is a little unorthodox. You shouldn't be surprised by that. What I want to do is I don't want to put tape on here, so I'm going to have to do it a little differently. Let me just find a regular ruler. This will work. Let me go grab another one. Hang on. So I cut up, this is a see-through plastic or mylar, I don't know what it is, ruler. And I really like them because you can see through them. And I like them because you can cut them up. And I want stripes on here, so that's why I'm cutting it. And this will help me get stripes. And I don't get rid of my pieces because they come in handy. So I want that stripe going there. And so I'm going to tape my ruler down. And I don't want to put tape on that because that will just lift up my design. So I'm just going to eyeball it. Okay, so you're probably wondering why I'm doing this. And I want to do this in like blanket stripes going down. And my first blanket stripe is going to be done in drop cloth going down the center piece. And I'm going to pounce up and down using these makeup brushes. Because going up and down, I'm going to get, let's see, I think I'll use this size. I'm going to get, yeah, that'll work, a nice, it's going to help me prevent from getting leakage underneath there since this isn't laying down flat. So I'm using cotton Dixie Belle drop cloth. And it is a little bit on the thick side, so that's kind of good. And I'm just going to pounce it up and down like that. And I'm just going to pounce it straight up and down so that I'm not hopefully getting under the stencil. And if I do, I can always go back over it with a paint color. I get these brilliant ideas. Sometimes I wonder about myself. And my neighbor called and invited me to dinner, so I can't run too late today. So I knew it was going to take today and tomorrow to do this, but I want to give you an idea of what I'm doing here. But it's important to be using this pouncing that helps, especially since the stencil did not want to adhere real well. This helps it from leaking underneath, and it's helping also that my paint is a little bit on the thick side. And you know, some projects you just have to be patient about. Whether you want to or not. Okay. So we're going to say that one's done. And let's see. So my next line I want to be in this. This is Bunker Hill Blue. And that's what I want my next line to be in. So I'm going to lift, let's see. I don't want to lift that up. I'm going to get one more ruler here. Hang on. Okay, so I'm wondering how I have I guess that doesn't matter there. Cut up another one here. Okay, I need to think about this. So I think I need to take this one up. Put that one there as a spacer. Well, like I said, it's only paint, so if it comes out horrible, I can just paint over it, right? So I want that to stay. Let's see. What if we just take okay, and then I need to do it the same thing on that side, but we'll get this side done. Okay, so we're going to take this pretty blue, which is Bunker Hill blue. Let me rinse my little pouncing brush. Robin, yes, this jacket is for me. Yeah, I've had this jacket for a long time. And it just popped into my head the other day. It was like, oh, it would be very cool if you painted on your jacket. I've painted jeans before and they came out really cool. And I was inspired by the pattern of the blanket that was on that desk. So that's why I'm kind of going with this color palette, because that's what I love so much about the desk. And so what I'm doing is like on a blanket, This blue and yellow are super pretty together. Now, instead of doing, it just occurred to me, instead of doing this with rulers, you could do this with tape easily, but the tape, I'm afraid would pull my stencil back up again. Okay, and we want the same color on this other side. So I think we'll put this color on this side, and then call it a day and finish this up tomorrow. Even though I didn't want to use the tape on here because I didn't want it lifting up my stencil, I still could have used the tape as spacers, just FYI, in case you are crazy enough to try to do this. Okay, so we have drop cloth down the center, and we've got Bunker Hill blue on each side. And then the next color is going to be this real pretty rust color, Rusty Nail. But I think we're going to stop here. I think this is a good stopping. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be moving these stripes over, and they will each be a different color. So I'm going to have Rusty Nail here, Rusty Nail here, and then the next color is going to be this Muscadine Wine next to the Rusty Nail. And then after that is I think we'll have to make a decision, but I think it's going to be one of these. So you can get an idea of the color palette. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. Trying to get comments back up here. You got bunko, huh? Well, good for you, Mary. Okay, let me put the camera back up. So, sorry this was kind of like a chaotic live, but hopefully it turns out well. And we'll finish it up tomorrow and see what it looks like. And if we don't love it, then I can just paint over it and come up with a new idea. So you guys have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. I'll be here at 4 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. So whatever time you found me today is what time I'll be back tomorrow. Hi, Cheryl. Thanks for joining us today. So you guys have a good evening. I hope you'll come back tomorrow to see it all finished. Bye.